Hey everyone, Ronnie Chavez here, and today we're going to be learning the cast vault, or what I like to call it is the hip pop vault, because that's a good description of what you're actually doing. You're vaulting from the hips, you're not jumping from your feet. Generally, your feet aren't touching at all when doing this move. Now, the reason this move is beneficial to learn is for a variety of reasons. First, it's a great foundational move for doing more advanced moves like a handstand, Kong drop, or a castaway, which I will be doing a tutorial on next Tuesday, so be sure to stay tuned for that. And it's also beneficial for when you're trying to clear something quickly that you can't quite jump and clear with a single vault, but you can get to one position and then quickly pop and vault and clear the rest. And so that's what I'm going to teach you today, so let's get started. Now, I found the easiest way to learn this move is to just start with a basic handrail, because this gives you kind of a minimal amount of clearance you have to try and clear. Doing this move, kind of like on a wall, it's going to be harder to fully get your hips up and all the way over. So what you're going to start off doing once you find your handrail or bar or whatever you're learning on is you're going to get the line where your hips are and kind of rest them on the bar right there. Basically where you hold yourself up straight. And what you're going to do from here is you're going to go into the cast motion, the pop motion. And what that involves is that you're actually popping your heels up and back, and as you do that you're also kind of popping your hips. Your hips are almost pushing against the bar to give you a little bit of lift. Make sure with your arms you're holding yourself securely, and you just do this move with control, because it is easy to clip your feet on this move if you do it incorrectly. And so from this position I'm just going to practice that popping motion, and just the idea is to see how high you can get your hips, because the higher you can get your hips, the easier it'll be to clear your feet through. Once you start getting comfortable with that motion, you can try and start coming up onto the handrail with maybe one foot, just to get comfortable with the feeling. Now just be careful in practicing any of these moves that you don't come down with both legs over the bar like this, because that obviously can be dangerous. So just make sure you stay in control of your movements all the way through. There's a variety of vaults you can actually do with this technique, and so it may even be easier to do different types of vaults for you depending on what vaults you're most comfortable with. So after I'm getting comfortable placing that foot, I can try and use that foot to step through and basically do a safety vault from the cast. You can also just try and clear the rail completely, bringing your feet to the side. You can also try and pop both feet onto the rail. Just make sure when you go to try and pop both your feet on the handrail that you don't actually clip your feet. You really want to make sure you get your hips up and out so you have that room to bring your feet up. Because if you're just coming straight up, you can clip your feet right here, but if you bring your heels up and out, then you have all this room to carry them over. While you're also doing this move, you want to be leaning forward so that you are moving forward as you do this move. You don't want to do it too much, otherwise it might be hard to get your feet back underneath you. So if you can already do a Kong vault or a monkey vault, it's basically the same exact technique. You're just having to pop your hips up into that diving motion, and because you're leaning forward slightly, you'll have the momentum to carry your feet over. So this move is useful in a situation like this. For example, if I can't just dive through this, but I still need to vault this, this is pretty high, and so instead of trying to clear the whole thing and risk clipping my feet, I can actually just jump up to the hip position and then cast vault over. So bringing it all together, you have a firm grasp on the bar, you jump up to your hips, you bend, lean forward, and then you drive your heels back, pop your hips back, kind of arch your back, and then get your hips up as high as you can as you then snap your knees into your chest or to the side, whichever kind of vault you're doing, and then use your arms to control and pull yourself through and land the cast vault. So there's your basic cast vault or hip hop vault. Be sure to let me know in the comments if you have any other questions about this move or variations of this move. But I appreciate you guys watching this video and hope you look forward to my future tutorials, so be sure to subscribe so you can stay tuned, and thanks for watching.